The headlines. More than 400 people, including dozens of injured Palestinians, cross into Egypt from Gaza, the first to leave since the latest war between Israel and Hamas started last month.
This crossing should be open for everything in Gaza: food, supplies and fuel. We have almost 20,000 people who are severely injured and need to travel abroad for treatment.
Another large airstrike hits Jabalia in northern Gaza, a day after dozens were killed there. The UN's humanitarian chief says the war has entered an even more terrifying phase.
A long-awaited escape route is opened from Gaza to Egypt. Hundreds are able to leave, millions more remain behind. U.S. President Biden credits intense and urgent diplomacy for opening the crossing. U.S. citizens are among the 335 foreign nationals to pass through. There have been flashes in Gaza City overnight as Israel continues its strikes on the territory.
In other news, Pakistan arrests undocumented foreigners, many of them Afghans, before the midnight deadline for them to leave the country. And the UK announces a world-first agreement on how to manage the riskiest forms of artificial intelligence as it hosts a major AI safety summit.
And Donald Trump Jr. begins his testimony in the New York civil fraud trial into the Trump family business. And we have one other note from the U.S. Congressman George Santos has survived a vote to expel him by his fellow members of the U.S. House of Representatives. The vote failed, 179 to 213, far short of the two-thirds majority needed to oust a member. Santos is accused of 23 charges, including fraud and theft. The first-term congressman denies any wrongdoing. The House rarely expels its members. It has only removed 2 congressmen in the last 100 years. Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News. Let's take a look now at some other headlines. The U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris called on countries to address the full range of risks posed by artificial intelligence. She was speaking in Britain, where a first-of-its-kind global gathering on the issue is taking place. Harris urged for action to be taken against the threat AI poses to more vulnerable populations.
Just as AI has the potential to do profound good, it also has the potential to cause profound harm. These threats are often referred to as the existential threats of AI, because, of course, they could endanger the very existence of humanity.
Harris said a new U.S. institution could act as a model for others to test the safety of AI. The announcement follows Britain's publishing of a declaration aimed at boosting global cooperation to ensure that artificial intelligence has appropriate safeguards. The declaration, agreed to by 28 countries, includes the U.S. and China. You're watching BBC News. Officials in Kyiv say Ukraine has suffered the most intense 24 hours of shelling since the beginning of the year. The country's interior minister said that on Tuesday, Russian troops had fired on 118 towns and villages across the country. One area of focus is the strategically significant town of Avdiivka, south of Bakhmut, which Ukraine currently holds. A local leader says the town is being erased. Ukraine says Russia has been pouring reinforcements into the area in a bid to encircle and capture the area. Here in Washington, the White House is trying to push through an aid package for Ukraine as well as for Israel and other priorities.